What if I told you that in 1 year alone, one whole year, that 990 people will never come home? Or what if I told you 1,146 people will never come home from work, school, playing basketball, the gym, a walk in the park? Or what if I told you 1,357 individuals will never get a chance to see tomorrow? These are the statistics that have been kept since 2015 from one whole year of how many people have been murdered by the hands of the police. These numbers that I'm giving you actually come from reputable sources. The Washington Post is one of them, which is a reputable, in some cases, newspaper, as well as another group is called The Guardian, as well as there's another one is called Fatal Encounters. All give these statistics. Washington Post used their source as being the FBI in some cases. But what if I told you that the FBI really never gave us a definite number of how many people were actually murdered in 1 year alone by cops? Hi, my name is Marcus Davis. I'm qualified to give this speech is because the majority of the people who are murdered look like me. Majority of the people who are beaten by the police look like me. Majority of the people who are put in jail look like me. Not only that, they look like me, but I'm going to give you a fact about my life. My father went to jail, went to prison twice. One in 1980, I was 1 year old, and again in 1992. My aunt, who was my father's sister, went to jail in 1982 in Colorado. My brother, who was 6 months older than me, went to jail in 1996. All of these people have been affected by law enforcement. The one great thing I'm grateful for is that they made it throughout their encounter with the law enforcement people and have been able to come and live a productive life. I say all that to say this. I'm not anti-police. I'm not anti-government. I'm not anti-anything. The only thing I'm anti is anti-killing of American people. Each person that lost their life just in 2015 represents something that's even larger than what we all can even imagine. We can all sit up in our houses, in our apartments, in our dorms, in our offices, in our cars, and say, oh, that's sad. He might have had it coming. But what do the people who actually went through it, their families, say, who had to bury their loved one at age, let's say, 16, 19, 27, 29, 32, 45, any number you can take? That lets you know that there's a serious problem. There's a real problem in the way we police. There's a real problem in the way that peace officers, police officers are doing their job. Our police are training as if they're in the military. Have nothing but utmost respect for military. I have veterans all through my family. Uncles, grandfathers, cousins, in-laws, all serve. Proud Americans. But how can you be proud of a country that allows the killing of unarmed, non-life-threatening citizens in cities, in states, in towns, in municipalities where tax dollars are being poured into these cities to kill Americans? Let's take race out of it. I'm not going to talk about how many were black. I'm not going to talk about how many were Latino. I'm not going to talk how many were white. I'm not going to talk about how many were Asian. I'm not going to talk about how many were men or women. What I'm going to talk about is the fact that we have a problem here where fellow Americans who are born in this country or receive their citizenship by any way, shape, form, fashion, have died unjustly, unjustifiably by the hands of police. Do I think the police do a great job? I'm assuming that they do. Do I think that they all kill people because they want to? No, I'm not going to say that. But what I will say is this, that something has to change. And that change has to start now. What if I told you that everybody in this room and that will ever view this video, that a loved one of yours would die at the hands of police, being underarmed and not committing any crime? You'll be ravished. You'll be enraged. You'll want to uproar. You want to protest. All fine and dandy. But after protesting is done, what do we do next? My suggestion is to take the policing more seriously versus just letting anybody go. Now, don't get me wrong. I know they have tests that they have to go through and training they have to go through. Maybe 6 months of training. Is 6 months of training worth? Is that enough in order to make a split decision to take someone's life? Do lawyers go through 6 months of training just to represent defendants? The answer is no. Do doctors go through 6 months of training just to either see a patient, diagnose a patient, write prescriptions to a patient, or operate on a patient? No. Do veterinarians go through 6 months of training in order to look at a dog, cat, jaguar, elephant, lion? The answer is no. So why would we put police officers through 6 months of training and in a split second they can kill someone because either they don't understand, they're scared, they're fearful, whatever the excuse may be? My suggestion is that it should be training and schooling as if you were going to do one of those trades that I was talking about. I went through heating and air conditioning trade school. It took me 2 years to finish that. Cops don't go through 2 years of training. And all I'm doing is working on heating and air conditioning. Mechanics don't go through that. I'm saying let's step up and require more out of our public servants. Require more out of our police officers. Require more than just the training at the academy where they teach you how to shoot, how to feel certain ways, to understand threat assessments. How about we take that and we make it to where it's a real understanding of not only threat assessment, but economics of neighborhoods, racial understanding and sensitivity, cultural diversity. I think all of that has to play a part. If we, as Americans, are okay with 1,000 Americans dying every year at the hands of the police, then we do nothing. Nothing at all. You could be 1,000. You could be 1,000. Any of y'all can be 1,000. One of those 1,000. Or if you feel like humanity is worth saving, it's worth understanding, it's worth fighting for, it's worth educating over, you stand with me and you ask not only your police chief, but your congressmen, your representatives, and say we need a change. And that change needs to happen now. That change needs to be in the form of teaching our police officers. I'm not saying take away their guns. I'm talking about teach them how to be better. Their police officers are required to be social workers, required to be parents in some states, required to be domestic dispute resolvers. All of this, and they only have a small form of training. Let's train them as if we love them, and let's love them as if they're going to bring someone we love home the next time they stop them. That's what I say. Let's lower that number. Once we lower the number, we can live even better. And I say this before I close, that without education for something like this might be my last video, because they can kill me by a misunderstanding. That's my time.